not block the doors. Blocking the doors can cause a malfunction, resulting in a system delay. Trains arrive at the station every 2 minutes.
Good afternoon and welcome back to another video. Well, I'm very excited for today's episode as we're going to be flying with Japan Airlines in economy class from Dallas to Tokyo Narita. And I'm going to have to check. I think this is going to be one of the longest, if not the longest flights I've ever taken. And I've covered Japan Airlines several times on this channel for domestic flights in the country. And this is my first time I'm actually going to be flying with them on one of their international routes. So I'm very excited to experience their international product. And the flight is set to depart at 2:20. So come along, let's enjoy Japan Airlines economy class. I know it's going to be great as we go from A to B. It had been a long day up to this point. Early in the morning, I traveled from Toronto to Chicago. From there, I jumped on a flight down to DFW, and I was planning on reviewing a domestic American Airlines flight as well. But an aisle seat and a full flight made it too much of a challenge to facilitate. Nonetheless, the flight was uneventful, arriving at Terminal C, and I had about 90 minutes before my final flight of the day. So I continued on my way by first grabbing the Skylink to Terminal D. On the train, we were able to catch a glimpse of our Dreamliner. It was parked at one of those corner gates, so unfortunately, and we'll see in a few moments, it was impossible to take a good picture of the plane at the gate. But that's the way she goes sometimes, isn't it? That corner gate turned out to be D15, and as you can see, it's one of those pesky windowless gates. This gate uses facial recognition to confirm passengers at the time of boarding. There was no need to present my boarding pass or even my passport, and it was my first time experiencing this. Have you encountered this system in your travels yet? I actually like this terminal and wish I had more time in between my flights. It's spacious with tall ceilings with lots of natural light and a decent variety of establishments. But I really only had enough time to charge the batteries for about 20 minutes near the gate, and turned out to be a good idea as many passengers, including myself, were called up to check vaccine papers at the gate prior to the start of boarding. Not too long after, it was time to board. For this flight, we're in seat 52G, an inside aisle seat. I booked this ticket with American Airlines, and so I was unable to access the seat map on American's app. And with my booking class, seats were assigned when I checked in back in Toronto. Today we're on one of Japan Airlines' internationally configured 787-8 Dreamliners. The aircraft has two classes, business and economy, with only 186 seats with 6 lavatories on board. For some comparison, JAL's domestic 787-8s contain 291 seats, 105 more than our aircraft. Our 13-hour flight will first take us northwest across the states, but we're making our way across the North Pacific. The economy cabin on Japan Airlines Dreamliner is laid out in a 2-4-2 seating configuration, with its dark maroon seats with black seatbacks. This is in comparison with its domestic Dreamliners and other airlines which go with 9 seats per row. Since there are 2 less seats per row, the cabin doesn't feel as crowded, and the atmosphere seemed quiet and calm throughout the flight, and there's really no rush to access the overhead bins when you board. If you do value a window seat, be sure to avoid row 52. The maroon and dark gray seats are Japan Airlines Sky Wider seats, and as you can see, they are soft and very comfortable. easily one of the best economy seats I've enjoyed. With only 7 seats per row, seat width comes in at 48 centimeters, about 19 inches, giving you a bit more space. Seatback has a 10.6-inch adjustable display, with a USB port underneath and a coat hook off to the side. Below is the tray table and seatback pocket, and I do appreciate when airlines provide these smaller pockets like you see here, in addition to the main one, especially for long-haul flights. Economy class seats provides 84 centimeters, 33 inches of seat pitch. Combined with the wider seats, there's a good amount of space under the seat to store your belongings. The tray table folds out and you can adjust it to several positions. Thanks to the seat pitch, when the table is folded in half, you should be able to easily get out of your seat if you have aisle access. The pocket contains information about the JAL shop, the international version of Skyward magazine, the safety card, and Wi-Fi connection guide. And above is the reading light, and note the air vents were not installed on these aircraft. Overall, I was very pleased with this economy seat, and it was clearly designed well for long-haul travel. About an hour in, and service began. And what's this? A warm oshibori, hot towel in economy class? This is a sign of great service and a great meal to come. We started with a drink and rice crackers, and I went with Asahi. Next up was the main course, and I chose the chicken option, and I was very impressed with this meal. You can easily present what you see here on nice dishes and have a decent premium economy meal. And hey, no plastic cutlery in economy. The highlights for this dinner were the smoked salmon and potato salad, and the soba side dishes. And I enjoyed the whole experience, less from my camera falling, but can't win all the time, eh? Ice cream was offered for dessert, which was handed out a reasonable time later. And there was a final coffee tea service to round out the meal. After the meal service, the lights were turned off and the window's electronic shades were locked. I generally don't sleep too well on planes, but since I was up since about 12 a.m. Eastern Time, I was soon out like a light. I woke up several hours later when the Pacific coast was well behind us. To keep you occupied on your flight, Japan Airlines offers Wi-Fi on its international flights. $10 for 1 hour is a bit steep by my standards, but the other two plans appear to be more in line with what I've seen on other airlines. And of course, this is where I welcome you viewers and invite you to subscribe for continued travel and aviation-related content. The in-flight entertainment system was quick and easy to use, with its simple interface. There's a mix of Japanese and foreign content. Not the largest selection of English shows in comparison to airlines from English-speaking countries, but I had no issues finding movies and shows to watch during the flight. And here's a look at one of the lavatories. They were kept clean throughout the flight, and I thought the fabric softener was a nice touch. All toilets on board are fully functional. With the last few hours to go, the lights were turned up and it was time for the next meal. Smaller than dinner, it appeared to be a Okinawa-themed meal. Taco rice with fresh fruit and yogurt. So I'm guessing with the yogurt, I guess this makes it breakfast. Again, great flavors, and was well enjoyed. And after 13 hours since we left Dallas, we arrived in Tokyo Narita. The one-way fare from Toronto to Tokyo with the 2 connections came out to $753. Wow, so that's Japan Airlines Trans-Pacific Economy product, and I was absolutely amazed at that flight. I had such a great time. The food was absolutely outstanding. It tasted so good. And there was the hot towel, the oshibori, and metal cutlery in economy class. And you get the hospitality from the crew, very friendly and always looking out for the guests. And the seat is fantastic too. That's the type of seat you want on a long haul economy class. You have enough space to relax and enjoy the flight however you want. And even though I didn't have a window seat, that's okay on a flight like this, because right now it's January, it's wintertime in the Northern Hemisphere, so once it's dark for such a long time, and on the Dreamliners they dim the shades anyway, so you're not really losing too much from not being able to view outside for the majority of the flight. So overall, I was very happy with it. It's a long flight, but if I was going to do a long flight, that's the way I definitely want to do it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about Japan Airlines Trans-Pacific Economy product. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.